If you've jumped on early, then I want to just lie on your back for a few moments or come into child's pose for a little bit of a stretch. A couple of minutes before we start, it's quite nice to take a moment to find your space. Alrighty, I think we'll make a start. Welcome everyone. Welcome to 60 minutes of power yoga. My name's Debby and I teach in Nelson City Fitness. So power yoga is a dynamic form of yoga, so maybe more towards strength building poses as opposed to softening or relaxing poses. So if you haven't done power yoga before, it is quite a dynamic program, but as always, there are lots of variation, lots of options. And with any yoga class, you should take out what you need. So if a pose feels too big for you, then you just dial it back a bit. And I'll give you lots of types of variations as we go through the next hour or so. So key points is probably power yoga is more body focused and maybe breath focused than other styles of yoga. But again, I will use the breath a lot to encourage you how to get into the poses. Alrighty. So I thought today we'd do a little bit of a creative flow that's sprinkled with poses about opening the hips and the shoulders. We're probably sitting a lot more at the moment. We're in a unique time. This is a very unusual time. So it's a good opportunity, if you like, to also take stock of the good things we have around us and in our lives. So with the change of seasons, daylight saving closing, I thought I would entitle this flow Changes in the Air. So for now, just think about letting go of what should be and what was supposed to be and just embrace the now. So with that, we'll take a few breaths. So get yourself nice and comfy. I tend to sit this way because my hips aren't that open, but if you like cross-legged or if you've got a wall or something to sit on, props are good, cushions, anything that's going to allow your hips to relax. And then just close your eyes. And then create a spacious breath within you. And empty out as you exhale. Think of this as an opportunity to settle in, check in. How are you? How's the body? How's the mind? Just let that breath just natural. It's going to flow in and out. We don't need to do too much to it at this stage. Just allow it to flow, but notice it. Tune into it. Maybe feeling like the ribs are opening out as you inhale. We have this expansion feel of the body. As we exhale, we draw the belly in towards the spine. But also allow this breath to lengthen you out. Feel like you're drawing the breath through the whole spine. And imagine that you've got helium in your lungs, so they're rising and lifting. Not so much muscularly, but allowing the body to breathe itself out. Soften your shoulders. Gently encourage them to come come back and down as the lungs lift. Relax the jaw, neck, the shoulders. And you feel like the breath that's coming into your body is exploring your body. Imagine water running through a dry creek bed. It will fill all the crevices and all the parts that need nourishment and fluidity, if you like. And that's what your breath is like as we sit still and we start to let it spread through the body into all those parts that maybe has got a bit stagnant or stuck. Today's flow is really about opening up, leaning into the simplicity rather than going against the complexity, particularly in the situation we're in. Just taking your breath in and out. And a long breath in. Feel like you're breathing from your navel all the way up to your collarbones, not your belly, your chest, the whole front line. And breathe out, keep that space you create. And fill the body up with breath. Think of it like a balloon. It doesn't just breathe to the front, it breathes 360. So we breathe to the back of the body, the sides of the body. So when we inhale, we expand the rib cage out just like that. Take another nourishing inhale, followed by a long exhale. And this time as you inhale, bring your arms with you. So as you inhale up, and then bring your hands to your heart center. Gently open your eyes. And I hope you enjoy practice today. As we start to move, we're just going to come over into tabletop. So just coming over so that your wrists are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. So I'll move around a little bit today. I'm aware you lose my feet at certain positions, but just this nice length. And then take a breath in. We'll do a couple of cat and cows to get the spine going. So as you drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. And then as you exhale, roll the spine open. Inhale, roll it through. Lift the tailbone, lift the chin. Exhale as you roll the body open. So we're encouraging the spine to really open. And again, like that water in the creek bed, we're trying to push the water through the parts in between the ribs that maybe it doesn't get to when we're just still. So we're creating pathways to open up. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. And then take yourself back into what we call tabletop. So just feeling this press down the hands. So there's a strong push, like I'm pushing down through the ground. And I'm also pushing down to the tops of my feet. So if I don't do that and collapse, there's no connection in the middle. But if I push quite firm, I get the sense the core is just lifting up. The core is like an airbag for your spine. So think of it as being supporting the length. And then just slide your left foot back. So just take the toe on the ground. And what I'm doing is I'm keeping my pelvis really neutral at the back. And I want you to float that left heel up and just keep that stability. So not too high. And then float the right arm with you. So as you extend, I want you to reach your thumb up. So you rotate it. It's called bird dog. And there's a lift to the belly. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, take your elbow to your knee. Breathe in again. Extend and breathe out as you take your elbow to your knee. One more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, elbow to knee. This time, inhale, extend, and then turn your palm up like you're holding a tray, and then take your foot up like you've got the tray on the foot. So we're just doing little gentle pulses and saying good morning to our glutes. Always want to come to the party. Always should come to the party. Nice. Take a breath and come back to bird dog. Extend out, and then breathe back in. A couple of rounds of cat and cow in the middle. Breathe that spine open. Inhale. And then come back through the center. And we'll do the opposite side. So right foot, just slide it back. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding the toe along the ground and I'm just keeping this pelvis nice and neutral, pressing firm for the arms so my belly engages, and then floating that foot, but not too high that my back dumps. And then taking my left arm, thumbs up, extending, breathe in. And as you breathe out, elbow to knee, inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale again. Extend back. And this time as you come in, again, turn the foot, turn the palm, and just do a little bit of glute awakening. Nothing too big, it's not too high. Again, I'm keeping the pelvis neutral, it's not in a twist. I'm just starting to wake up a few pathways. Beautiful. Take a breath in, send out, come back into your tabletop. From here, we're going to tuck our toes and just explore our first down dog of the day. So if you're not used to yoga or not used to yoga in the mornings, it's really important that you keep your knees probably bent for the first few rounds. The arms about shoulder width apart, feet are about hip width apart, and we start to lift the sit bones up. As you float the sit bones, maybe keep it bent in the knees for a bit and then start to open up, push the arms down. And then just walk. So get the feet kind of through some movement, let the body open up. Morning yoga is different. Even though it's an hour later. You really get this sense that we're starting to take these sit bones up and letting the spine drop down. Relax the head and the shoulders, and then take a breath when you're ready to stop and center. So remember, you can't keep the knees bent the whole time, but if you want to breathe in and float, and then press the body down and push away, relax the head and the shoulders, hug the arm bones or the armpits in towards your heart space. Really feel some space. Beautiful. Take another breath. And then walk your feet towards your hands. And we'll come into a forward fold. You're just floating the body. Again, the sit bones are up, the head's down. I want you to imagine the head is like a ripe piece of fruit about to drop off the branch. So you want to press down for your feet, but let the body drape. The back of the waistline, the back of the shoulders. It's just dropping and staying there. Another breath. And then we're going to roll our spine back up. So pressing through your heels and make your head come last as you inhale. Come all the way up. Bring your hands into your heart center. Take a breath. Soften your knees as you inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, bow down. And take a halfway lift on the ground with your shins. Breathe in, extend your heart to me. And as you breathe out, press your hands down and step back to a plank. So you can use your knees, your toes, but bring your heart forward so you're not in this position. And then just gently lower yourself down onto your belly. I might lose you here. And then extend, roll the chest open to baby cobra. And then as you exhale, push up through your plank. And then bring your sit bones to the sky. Again, take a big breath in. Stretch through the fingers. Float those sit bones. And then just soften your knees and look between your hands as you step your right foot through, or your left foot through, sorry. And then drop your right knee down. Take a breath. And then feel like the arms are just opening up. Tucking this hip back and behind you and extending the body long. Take another big breath in. Just spiral your pinky fingers into the middle. And a breathe out as you come out to the center of your heart. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, we're just going to push that over to a little twist. So keeping your arms to the side, pressing down firmly for this front foot. And we're going to take a knuckle or the front arm and just take it over into the palm. So notice it gives us a lot of stability. So take a long breath. And maybe you want to tuck your toes and then stretch into that back foot. And notice if your arms are up here, they should be in the center. So use the power of the legs. Good. Lots of breath again. Nice. Another knee down or with it's up. Take the palms back to the centre. Drop down. Put your arms back. And then just gently float through the hamstrings. Just a couple of breaths. Again, we're just warming up the pathways for the flow. Beautiful. Then you come forward again as you inhale. Lift the back foot as you exhale. Step your foot back to downward facing dog. Again, just take a few breaths, feeling the pose, feeling it stretch out, feeling like you're breathing open. And then again, soften the knees. Look between the hands and then step your right foot through. Drop the back knee. Inhale the arms, like you're inhaling lots of space. Tucking the hip as you exhale and soften for your shoulders. Press firm for that front foot. Another breath. And as you breathe out, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, here comes the sun. Exhale as you come across, lining up that twist. So again, placing the knuckles gives you some downward pressure. You want to use that to tuck the toes and extend the back foot. And I'm really lifting this back thigh and pushing that heel back. So imagine that there your heel at the back is jammed against the wall. Not kind of light or leaning forward, and then strong breath as you peel up. Lots of breath. Awesome. Plant the fingers, drop the back knee, come back to the centre. Take a breath as you lift that back foot, and as you breathe out, back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to soften the knees and step our way or jump our way to the front of the mat. Take a halfway lift, so you inhale. And as you exhale, bow down. Inhale, rise. Bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale. I don't want to block out the sun, but I'm going to exhale down. Halfway lift. Step your way back to a plank. So remember, knees or toes, bring your heart forward, hug your arms in, and the belly doesn't go down before the chest. So you can use your knees, and then peel the body open. Then you exhale, downward facing dog. Again, stretch the fingers, take a moment in down dog, just again to adjust that pose. Try and block a little bit of sun out so you can see me. And then from here, soften your knees and look between your hands. Step your left foot through. And this time you might choose to come into full lunge, crescent lunge with a leg up, or you might choose to just stay down here, and that's fine. Take a big breath and then drop into these feet. Soften the arms, then take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your arms down. As you inhale, lift them up straight in the front foot. And as you exhale, come to the front. It's called painting the room. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. This time your right arm breathes in. And then keeping your legs really steady, breathe out as you start to push like an arrowhead, reaching for me. Another breath, fingers reach. As you breathe out, slide down to a twist. We inhale, lift up. So you can have your knee down. We can be just pushing strong for that front foot. The arms feel wonky, then just take a variation that works for you today. Beautiful. Another inhale. And as you breathe out, take the arms back, step back to a plank. Heart forward. And if you're ready for up dog, then coming down and allowing the body to open. If you need cobra, then you should stay with that. Exhale, down dog. Again, sit bones to sky. Reach down for the fingers. Soften the knees. Look between your hands. Step your right foot through. And again, your choice of lunge. You want to come right into the fire early, then be in a nice big lunge. You want to come down, that's fine. If you're in full lunge, try and get your heel to be over the ball of the foot. So we're tucking that pelvis in and we're reaching up. Take a breath and then float the arms. Straighten as you inhale. Whoops, there's the balance. And as you exhale, come down the front. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, rise. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Really driving down to the feet. Straighten the legs. And then holding. On left arm, inhale. And I reach that arrowhead feeling, right? So I'm anchoring that heel. I'm pushing for miles. And I'm placing the hand down. And then rotating into the twist with the option of the knee down. All good. Just watch things like knees fall into the side. Be strong, be open, be light. And again, your breath, you're reaching. As you breathe out, step back to your plank. Coming down through your knees, your toes. This is what we call the chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog. Do that again with a little bit of a variation. Take a moment at the back of the mat. And again, soften the knees. Look between the hands. Left foot steps through. Inhale. Exhale as you come down. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale. And maybe this time lift the front heel as well. Right under the balls of the foot. Let's check our balance. Let's fire up our feet. Make sure they're active, ready to go on a Monday. Inhale. Exhale. Hold here. This time right arm reaches in. Breathe in. Now like a powerful force, come forward to me. Reach, open the heart. Breathe, reach further. Exhale as you come down. Inhale as you roll your twist. This time as you exhale, come straight back to your plank. Down through your chaturanga, knees or toes. Inhale as you roll open. Exhale, down dog. Breathe out. We're creating some heat. Soft knees. Look between your hands. Right foot steps through. Crescent lunge. Inhale. The arms drop. Exhale. Straighten. Inhale. Inhale. Maybe lift that heel. With a calf. Inhale. Exhale down. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right up. Inhale. Feel the power of the legs as you surge forward. Reach in. So lots of breath. Breathe out as you bow. Inhale as you lift in. And as you exhale, come through your what we call your chaturanga, high plank to low. But you could decide to miss this part out and go straight to down dog. Exhale. It's getting strong. You can always take child's pose for 2 breaths. Yoga's a practice, so sometimes you just have to get used to the movements, but potentially the wrists can get a little bit overloaded at the beginning if you're not used to doing a lot of chaturangas. But power yoga kind of is that. That's the difference. We add a lot of those to keep the strength up. Okay, so we're just going to go through flow of that sequence. So let's bend the knees, step the left foot through. Inhale up. Crescent lunge. Exhale down. Straighten the arms. Let the leg rather. Come down for the mouth. Take your right arm to knee. And then exhale straight to the twist. Inhale in. Exhale as you come through chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Soften the knees. Step your right foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Arms come down. Straighten the leg. Paint the room. Inhale. Powerfully lift. And then exhale as you come into the twist. Breathe in. Chaturanga as you breathe out. So we're all kind of moving in a breath, but if you need more breath, take it. Again, it's your class, your workout. Exhale. One more time. Left foot, step it through. Inhale. Exhale, come low. Straight the leg, lift the heel, go on. Exhale down. Right arm, reach to me. Powerful forward. Float to the twist. Chaturanga. Down dog. One more round. Soften the knees. Right foot through. Kick into that crescent lunge. Take the breath. Straighten the leg. Inhale. Paint the room. Exhale. Left arm breathes in. Comes down. Rolling any twist. Chaturanga. If you want to go straight to down dog, go for it. Bring the body forward. Heel open, tops of the feet. Firm the thighs, open the heart space. Exhale, down dog. Take a moment there. And just walk your feet to the front of the mat. And we'll come into Padahastasana. So this is kind of where we slide the hands under the feet, the toes tickle the wrists, and that's not always accessible for everybody. So it's okay just to do a forward fold where you might just be hanging. But if you can do that, it's going to give your wrists just a little bit of rehab after that busy chaturanga section. Again, hang the head. The other alternative, you have blocks or books, is just to put the wrists into a little bit of a bend there too. And releasing the arms, pushing down through your feet. Inhale up. We'll come through 3 sun salutation A's. Inhale. Exhale as you bow. Halfway lift, float the body forward. Step or jump back to high plank. And then keep going down to low plank, either knees or toes. Cobra or up dog. And then exhale, down dog. Take a full breath in. A long breath out as you soften your knees and either jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift, float the body forward. Step or jump your way back to high plank. Bring your body into your chaturanga. Exhale, down dog. Now you can stay in down dog and just have a few breaths, or you can do one more. We jump to the front of the mat or step. Inhale. Exhale, bow like you're diving into a pool. Halfway lift. Step seat. Just coming into a little bit of forward fold. So like when we're standing, if our knees, our hamstrings are tight, we need to keep our knees quite bent. Just take it, it's called Paschimottanasana, and I'm just going to inhale the arms. And just imagine that you're reaching for a pole between your feet. So you're going to extend the body forward first. And when you get that kind of range and the back's protected, then we'll fold forward. Don't be worried if you're here, that's cool. Shoulders back. Flex the feet. Maybe soften down. Couple of breaths. There we go, team. It's about, there's a lot about really connecting with yourself. I think that sometimes poses we think we should do, can't do, it's frustrating, which is a lesson in that. Sometimes you find poses that are just really delicious for the body that we may not have known. And just coming up to a seat. So taking your left leg and then just grabbing the foot. So think about the hip here, so the ball and socket joint. Often we sit a lot in our daily lives, this gets really jammed. So if you find you're moving your whole body, just see if you can sort of imagine that you're putting it back in. Oh, that sounds weird. Just imagine that I'm just creating some mobility in that hip joint. Nothing too strong, just a little bit of rotation. And comes the warriors after this, so that's why I'm just getting the hips ready. And then we'll take the other side. If you're like me, I've got osteoarthritis in my right hip, so it's a very different experience for me, and I just have to manage that when I come through asymmetrical stuff. Generally, it will be more open one side than the other, so that's all about learning kind of how the pose feels in your body. So, all right, cross those feet, we'll come back to downward facing dog. You can just roll over the top or step back any way that feels right. Again, sit bones up, really extend the body this time. We're creating some heat, some warmth, some space. And I just want you to walk to the front of your mat. This time, press your feet together. So if you look down before we come up, look at your toe mounds, your toes, your toe mounds, your ankles. And if they're in line, your knees are in line. If they're in line, so is your pelvis. Now take a set and then inhale as you come into what we call chair pose. Can be strong on shoulders, so take an option. Maybe here's an option. Okay? Float in. Sink down. Feel like you're extending your rib cage open and you're creating some room across the front of the body, but firmly press through the feet. Yeah. Sometimes called fire pose. Bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale your right knee up. And then just kick it behind you. And I'm just going to do, I'm staying bent in this front foot. I'm still in the chair pose. So I'm going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, extend, exhale. A little bit of balance. Always good in the mornings. Inhale. Exhale. This time as you inhale, drop that foot down, crescent lunge. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Straighten that front leg. Paint the room. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, come into your twist. Familiar? This time we're going to hold the twist for breath. And we're going to prepare ourselves to turn our way into a reverse warrior. So it's a big move. You can take it in stages. So as you inhale, fill up. As you exhale, I'm going to pivot that back foot, and then I'm going to spiral that arm all the way over and lean back. So the side version, we're in reverse warrior. We're going to feel that stretch down the front of the body. Actually, I'll stay side on. Easier for the next section. And then bring yourself back into warrior two. So you're going to float your arms. You're going to shift your body so your shoulders are over your hips. And then you're going to maybe just scooch that foot forward if there's room. This hip is rotating. The back edge of that back foot is pressing firmly down. My arms are extending and I'm looking over that front finger. Come down. Yeah. Now breathe in. As you breathe out, slide your whole body forward. Take your elbow lightly to your thigh and then come up. This is side angle. So for some of us, it might be here. And for some people that are, you know, if you're very open and you're comfortable in the pose, you might be here. You may even wrap those arms around and come into a bind, and that's cool. And quite a variation. You'll kind of be comfortable in your own body. Looks amazing. Okay, from here, we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, turn that back heel around. Place that right arm down. So you see I'm going to lunge, and now I'm going to scooch this left foot around, around, and around, turning on the back edge of my foot. So I'm now in sort of like a side plank. And then just do a side plank. So extend up. So this foot here allows some support, but if you don't need it, maybe place it on the leg and come into tree. You might take your peace fingers through your toe and extend your way into the full pose. Or you might even be down here. It's a side pose. Take another breath. And then as you come out of that, you're going to check yourself over into a plank. And then your choice, straight to down dog. Or if you want to come through your chaturanga. And then downward facing dog. Take a moment. Excited in the knowledge that there's another round, another side to go. Woohoo. Woo. Okay, let's go. So again, soften the knees, look between the hands, walk, step or jump. But as you get to the front of your mat, press your feet together. Look at your toes, your toe and your ankles. Drop your seat. Inhale. Your nose. Exhale. Inhale, soften your shoulders. So if you're kind of here, you're gripping, your shoulders up by ears, then it just suggests that you might need to come a little bit wider. Remember, hips and shoulders, we're targeting a little bit. Our two jam points. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your right, left leg. Exhale as you kind of stay in that little bit of a squat. Inhale as you extend forward. Exhale as you curl in. Breathing in. Breathing out. Feeling that balance. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Reach out. Come into that lunge. And then we inhale up. Firm press. Exhale down. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale. Inhale that left arm straight to me. Then we come into that twist. So we press down and then we open up to the body. Extend open. Pressing for that front foot. Again, the arm might be all over the place, or you might be extending. Press it. Again, transition. Inhale. Back heel pivots. And then scoop it up as you come all the way back into your reverse warrior. So lean back like you're sort of like upgrading this lung, right? It's open, it's breathing, it's spacious. Slide in. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, come into your warrior two. Knees tracking over the feet. She is not rolling in. There's that rotating of the hip. Back foot press. Looking over that front gaze, your drishti if you like. And then slide the body forward. Press the elbow. Sit down for this hip. So fire up those legs. Inhale the arm up and over. You spiral that pinky down. Or if that's strong, you might be somewhere in the middle. Keep your breath. Reach and stretch, open, soften shoulders. I feel like this is probably your new favorite move. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, take your hand down. Pivot the back foot. So you see I'm kind of in a lunge. And then I'm going to heel toe, drop onto the outer edge of your back foot. And then I'm coming into that side plank variation. So anything. Remember, if you're familiar with it, you might be here. If your wrists are tired, you might be on your elbow. And if you're feeling like, woo, pre-pose, variation, or again, peace fingers to toe, extend your body open. Take a big, beautiful Monday breath. And then as you come out of it, chaturanga. Come down. And then exhale, down dog. Wonderful. 3 big breaths. One more standing pose to go before we come into some mat work. Whew. Fun times. Okay, so we're just going to walk, jump, or step our way to the front of the mat. We're going to come back through cheetah pose initially. It's the same thing. Line up your feet. Take an inhale. Take an exhale, hands to heart center. So I'm just going to combine a little bit of core and a little bit of balance, just so we make sure we tick all the boxes in a vinyasa or a power yoga practice. So I'm going to get you to have an option. The option is here. Option is to a forward fold. If you want to come into a bigger move, then take your right elbow across. Just start to push into that twist. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to nestle that elbow in. Lift the hip, the heels, and then pivot the knees towards the right. So the key is my hands and my shoulders are at the front of the mat. My knees are going to the side. So it's the same as that twist, right? I was twisting here, and then I've turned to here. Nestle that in, and just placing your fingers down. Now this could be enough. You could be stopping here. Or if we take a little bit of a challenge today, side crook. We start to just balance. Use the core, incorporate the arm strength, the balance, this trust. Can't extend my legs, there's a wall there. If you're holding a twist, that's fine. And if you're in crow, just coming out of that. Bring yourself back. And then reverse how you came in. So we come from here, and then we come back to the center. Everybody stand up, release your feet. And then exhale, come back down. I know you know there's another side, right? So your options are stay here, forward fold. You might have put the jug on, had a cup of coffee. I don't know. All right, so let's take the other side. So you take the twist first, and then you use this connection to turn the knees towards the side, but keep your arms shoulder width. And you want to keep that as a like a shelf, if you like. Open your fingers, tip your body forward, a little bit of trust, and then just coming into that balance pose. However long, might be here, you might still be here, doesn't matter. Nice. And then reversing the way you came out. So if you're in side crow, come back to the center, stand up, take a breath in. Take a breath out. Shake the body. Nice. I'm going to come down, just do a little bit of back bending now. So you can just lie down on the front of your belly now if you're ready. If you are still keeping quite a strong practice today, then take a chaturanga, where you might just inhale, exhale, bow, halfway lift, step or jump your way back, high to low plank. Then we come through your down dog. And then just inhale your way forward as you come down and land on your belly. Just take a moment in front Shavasana. You're just letting the body land, really. Just put the arms next to you. Turn your head to one side. Feel like you've got a breath. And landing the body. And coming back to your middle. And so we'll do a couple of variations of back bends today. And one of them is called Shalavasana. So that's when we just kind of push the belly down. Keep the tops of your feet pressed out and firm up your thighs. Really firm up your thighs. And then pull the belly in like you're zipping up some tight pair of jeans. The 80s. And then lift up. So Essentially, you could lift the upper body first, but what we want to do is lift as much as we can off except for the belly. But if that's strong, then you might just be down here. Imagine that you're floating. So with back bends in this one pose, we want to stretch the spine long ways and then encourage it to open. We don't want to compress at the back and just lift up. So think length and then lift. Good breaths. This is your double caffeine shot, equivalent. Start a day, a back bend. One more breath. And then float down, and turning your head the opposite direction of what you did before, but take your toes together, let your hips fall apart, and drop your shoulders down. You really feel like you're landing. And then just coming back to the middle. This one, you can take that Shalabhasana again if it works for you. Or a stronger is bow. And you can do half bow. That's a good way to work into this, or you can do full bow. So if that name or that pose you know, then you can go for it. If you're not too sure, then it's when we reach behind the ankles. And then same thing, we press the belly, we zip up those jeans, and then we breathe in and we rise. Okay, so we're going to hug the feet towards each other. The feet are pulling the shoulders back, and my hands are pulling into the thighs. But I'm balancing that in the middle with good breath. Doing about 6 breaths here. And half bow, count 3 breaths, then change. In Shalabhasana, 6 breaths, and then come down. Yeah, another energizer. Another breath. When you've done your 6, float down. This time make it temple with your fingers and let your forehead just land right down. Maybe even window, washing those feet side to side. At the back. Just gently sliding out of this. Sometimes we do back bends one way, going back bends the others is strong. Want to slide back into a child's pose where you hug in. If that feels wrong, the body's just saying no. And just stay upright for a couple of breaths. Now we've created that heat and the movement in the body. We're just starting to let the poses open, the body to breathe apart so that we can move any stagnant energy in the joints and the muscles. We can bring through with fresh life force, fresh breath. Every time we do yoga, we cleanse the body, we cleanse the mind. Rolling out from that pose. So I just want to do a hip opener before we come towards the end of the class. And I'll do half pigeon today. So if you've got cushions, books, blocks around you, or I'll give you an alternative. And if you prefer to go in from down dog, that's fine. I'm just going to go from tabletop since we're down. Just kind of taking your knees the outside of your left wrist, if you like. So I'm sliding down, and then I'm going to start to just work this back foot. So what happens, we have a bit of height under our hip. We want to slide a prop under there. The hip can kind of let go. you don't support it, it won't let go. It's going to stay gripped. The foot's flexed. If you have knee trouble, like if it feels a bit strong in the knee, then you should stay upright. Or the other alternative is to come over onto the left sit bone and come to 2 right angles. A nicer version of the pose if it's too strong. If you feel okay, take your inhale. And as you exhale, come on down. Sleeping pigeon. On your elbows, on your blocks. If your body is open, then slide down into soft pigeon. Turn your attention to the breath and the circling of energy and removal. Sometimes when the body stops, the mind starts going, but get right back to the now, the breath now. We're leaning into the simplicity rather than chasing the complexity. Don't make it a super strong fight of pose. Surrender a little bit at a time. Just feel your way through it. Just another breath. To bring yourself up. And then just dropping onto your left sit bone as your right leg comes around. You'll kind of do what we call a seated twist. So the idea of the twist is your sit bones want to be grounded and sitting. If you're a little bit of a lean, it just means it's a bit tight and you should extend your left leg. And the foot can be forward or back, but think about how the spine is. Everything should be in neutral so that the spine can rinse correctly. So take an inhale, stretch that spine. As you exhale, rip your left arm around and then interlace your fingers. And so you're breathing in, you're lifting up by pressing those hands in and turning towards your right. Flex the left foot if it's straight. If you're in the full twist, let the bones ground. Every inhale is an encouragement to open the spine. The exhale is where we might move and rinse. One more breath, make a long full one. Full breath out as you come back around. And then just extend that leg behind you. Come back to down dog or tabletop, however you entered the last side, the half pigeon. And then sliding your right wrist, knee behind your right wrist. Could be a completely different experience this side. Your balance. Or imbalances in our side. So maybe you need more propping in this side. Just get that your back foot's behind this hip bone, it's not out to the side. And the pelvis is 2 frontal hip bones are forward. And open your heart as you breathe in. And then exhale as you roll down. Any of those variations, those modifications that you need, take. What can you let go of in this pose? embrace the now, and it's a challenging time. This opportunity to check in and see what's going on for you. Take another breath. And start to roll ourselves up. Releasing your props. As you're coming over to your right foot bone, and then just extend that left foot around. Same thing, judge the side. You need to extend. Again, keeping the spine as your guidance. No foot to have the knee here if I'm rolled. I'm trying to lift the body up. So wrapping that arm around. You turn towards the left. Clasp the hands. Draw yourself in to really extend up. And then turn as you look over your shoulder. It's strong in the neck. Sometimes our neck is tight. Then feel free to come back and look straight ahead or even down. But keep the inhale lifting the spine. It's like a dishcloth, right? We wring it out, and then we release, and then we wring it out. So at the end of that process, we cleanse. It's the same with a twist for the spine. Come back around. This time just releasing your foot. Just give it a little bit of movement, a little bit of shake from side to side. Maybe just that Paschimottanasana coming back again, just in a soft version before we come into relaxation. Take a breath in. And breath out as you float down. Open your heart, soften your knees if you need. And then come on down. Very super slowly, we're going to fold our way back and nestle in for a few minutes relaxation, Shavasana. It's important that you're really comfy here. Not everyone is comfortable just lying on the ground, so that you could take blocks underneath the legs or look at that lower back. A bit of space. Alternately, the feet wide, the knees knocking together. Just see if you can really, for a couple of minutes, just let go here. Feel the body completely surrender. No to-do list. There's nothing that you need to consume yourself with for a couple of minutes. Unplug and reboot. Soften the breath. Imagine you're floating. You're weightless. You're basking in the warm sun. You're in a very safe place. Peaceful. All you need to do is be. Breathe. Relax. Now just starting to invite some movement back to the body. With your fingers and your toes. Take a stretch. Extend above you. Reach your fingers. Tuck your knees to your chest. Roll yourself into a nice tight ball. Just roll into your right side for a couple of breaths. Just getting your sense of gravity back. And coming up to a seat. And again, encourage that spine to be long, so if you're on blocks or against a wall, that space that you've created in the practice, the openings, the dry creek breathe is now full, full of nourishment. And just draw your hands to your heart center. Take a couple of deep breaths. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this morning. Stay safe, stay home, save lives. One last nourishing breath in. And as we bow forward, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was a test trial, so if there's anything that didn't work right, sound or light or I don't hear, press code. But yeah, hopefully that well. See you Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Bye. Namaste.